too. He's so powerful. I'm right-handed too. That's the left is awkward for me.
Regardless of whichever hand, but he's so powerful that there's no way to control him right now. With just ultimately, I want to have just a leather collar on him.
Okay.
Right. So because when I'm putting these training devices on him, a prong collar that has the spikes on it, you seen that before?
Yeah.
Or even using a choke collar, the collar's becoming the master. Right now, that's my only chance as far as having some level of control over him, so I'm not having a physical battle with this type of dog.
Okay.
With owning these masses before, I've had them my entire life. I'm in a situation where I need to train them as early as 8 weeks old, and they grow up with the training. Training the massive on the back end, I'm just dealing with just pure strength. It's literally man against dog. So, seeing and two, when he first went back there and he did this, and they're not going on, masses are like baby Hueys because I have to literally program them, and that they saw 10,000 or 20,000 things when they were puppies. Either they heard 10, 20,000 things, or they smelled. Very dangerous dog when they've not grown up with that experience of training the nose, the ears, and the eyes. So part of it is that he's just overstimulated, right? Let me do another little test. Just right there. Can you get him on the side?
On the side, like
just laying around the side, like you bring him to the vet office.
Okay. Cool.
Has he ever tried to bite you?
Only if I take food from him.
But other than that, he's never tried. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But to get him on the side, yeah.
Just make him lay down, and then I want you to push him on the side.
Sit down. Sit down. Come on. Sit down, boy.
So just pull up on your right, pull up on the leash, and then push his butt down. Yep. And stand off of it. Don't straddle it. Grab it. Just put your right foot. Just put your foot right on the leash. Lower the leash. Just put your foot on it. Keep going until you have him sit down. Keep going. Now, as he's right there, just pull him over so he's laying on the side. You just push his head right down.
Huh?
Push his head right down.
Like this?
Yeah, so his head is flat. So where the dog is right there, when their paws are like that, that's a very just defensive stance, right? Because he's not comfortable laying on down. And that down is asking the dog, I'm in charge right now. So I want to take him out of that defensive stance and just push it up, get him back down, get him back down. Back how he was.
No. Come on.
So with this right here, I'm just trying to see what level of control I have over the dog. Can I have them laying around their side with their head down and working to get them into a relaxed state, right? Because right now he's so keyed up. He's so keyed up. I'm getting back down. Get back down.
Come on.
Okay, lovely. It's all good. So at this, just from doing this for 20 years, I don't feel comfortable having you even work him without some kind of muzzle, because you haven't had him as a puppy. So there's a chance that even doing any kind of pressure on him, where he could react to the handler. That being like phase 1. I mean, phase 2 is he needs to eat. It would take about like 2-3 weeks just to get him to the point where he's trustworthy, where someone can handle him. Right now, he's not accustomed to being handled by humans. Meaning, like, he could easily bite someone. He could bite. If we just did a test of just him and you, of you getting him to where I want you to handle him, I'm not for sure that he wouldn't react.
Okay. Sit down.
Cause you got him at, was he this size when you got him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he like 2?
Yeah, he's 2. He'll be 3 in April.
Do you know the original owner?
Yes.
So where did they get it? Did they, the original owner had him as a puppy?
They got him from Greece.
But I'm saying they got him from Greece as a puppy?
8 weeks, 9 weeks old.
Okay. And then why did they get rid of him?
They bought the subdivision that they live in. Can't have large breed dogs.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, a dog, this breed here, because he's of some kind of massive. This breed here that they don't transfer well over to second owners, not with some kind of like actual process that I would have done. If you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to adopt this particular dog, then right away I'm gonna let training be the transition into my new home. I'm not gonna just, oh yeah, I'll take them, and then no one knows that. I mean, that's why if everyone knew that, I'm gonna have a job. But I mean, it's not uncommon for people to adopt mastiffs, but it's an unneutered male dog that pretty much the fact that he hasn't completely bit at another dog or a person really, how bad did he damage your mother?
He broke the skin, and initially we thought it was really bad, but it wasn't.
How long ago was that?
2 months ago.
Okay, so he doesn't have, and I'm seeing that even without you telling me that he bit someone, he doesn't, I'm looking at his eyes, he doesn't have a natural fear or hesitation against humans. You know, if you're saying that he's food reactive, then that's dangerous too, you know. I don't know. And it's just you and him in the house?
My parents are there.
Okay. So, when you're at work, where is he at?
With my parents.
He's just roaming the house?
Yeah.
Okay. But he hasn't gone back after your mom again?
No.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, there's definitely beyond the scope of group class. It'd be too distracting for him to get anything done. He would need we'd have to meet and do either private lessons. But that's a lot of dog to initially work. Private lessons would basically consume of us meeting here once a week for 7 weeks, and then me kind of doing what we did today, coach you down the road until you got perfect. I mean, the first thing we just covered is getting the proper equipment. Right now, it's difficult to work him because you for sure need a leather leash, a leather collar. He's gonna need a training collar and some type of choke collar on him. So we just physically we're at an advantage. Does he have a crate at your house at all?
Yeah.
Do you put him in there?
Yeah.
Is he in there at night?
No, just during the day when I leave for work. And not the whole day. I mean, from maybe about 6 in the morning to about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay. But then where is he at night?
He sleeps in my room.
Okay. Okay. Where does he eat? Where's his bowls at?
He has one upstairs and one downstairs.
Okay. So then we cover how to crate train him. When I say crate train, meaning I'm beating him in the crate, right? Because these are my bowls, and I'm putting inside of my crate. Especially since you identified that he's food aggressive, food dominance with a dog this size, you could lose your life just like that. I mean, I got just food right above him. I mean, that kid, he came in here nonchalantly, grabbed his snack, and the dog smelled his food, and you're trying to remove, his mouth off some kid's head. So it's, yeah. So we would cover all those different things in that private lesson setting. But yeah, honestly speaking though, unless you really are committed to I would end up making you a trainer in the process of getting him to where he needs to be in private lessons. I've seen it. I mean, I've seen dogs I've had many, man. I've had Canine Corsos. My whole family, we have Presa Canarios. I've raised American Bulldogs. I've had boxers. The bully breeds are my thing. So we've trained a lot of bully breeds, a lot of mix. I've seen this kind of masters when I lived in Europe. I mean, just that identifiable all black mask. That's a super powerful animal, which most people, we call the imprinting. Most people don't get this dog knowing that you have to train them like 5, 8 weeks old so that they're growing up with the training. I mean, versus a shepherd, I can start at 8 weeks, 8 months or a year. I'm going to end up in the same spot because they're fully mature by their 6 months. Mastiffs don't really truly mature until they're about 3 or 4 for the girls, and sometimes 4 or 5 for the males. So part of it is like kind of how he got startled back there. Part of that is just immaturity, but then you can't put too much pressure on them, and you can't be too light on them at the same time. So, like that right there, you saw like that. That's socialization 101. I mean, so in a private lesson setting, that's where I would have you. I would say, hey, homework for today is that, and to make it really happen, we got to make a schedule and saying that today we're doing Chinatown, tomorrow we're doing, Wicker Park, tomorrow we're doing this, so you would be much like these dogs that are back here, where my trainers, they have specific things that they have to do, right, to get into a place. You be my off-site trainer with this dog, knowing that by March 1st, the deliverable should be, you could come in here, tell him to sit, 1 word, tell him to down, 1 word. He's not coming in here trying to mark, right? I could walk him past these other dogs, and that I personally, Toriano, felt that, oh yeah, go over to this dog, shake his hand, and tell him hi. Right now, we're not there. I was ready to throw this kid out. Like, what are you doing? He's walking past him, which some people aren't, because they don't understand. They don't understand dog behavior. There's no reason to, unless you've been bit before or you're hanging out with dog trainers all day. But coming here for 7 weeks, you'd be looking like $850 for 7 weeks. That's the family discount. For this type of dog, normally I would charge like $1,600 because it's a lot of work. Because at a certain point, we have to work him with a muzzle, but then at a certain point, we have to take the muzzle off, and then I have to hold the dog, or I have to put him in a situation to see is he going to react. Right now, it doesn't even make sense to put him in a stress situation to see if he's going to react. Because right now is enough reacting. When he came in, he's already reacting. When I'm like, he wants to mark, he wants to bark. That's the brain working, saying, hey, I want to establish alpha. But my professional stance is that you really need dog cam. Where it would take me about 2 months to train him. So that's just a series of getting him to the point where he's respecting the handler, which is like, there's a lot of different things that, because I would treat him as if he's a shelter dog, meaning you're the second owner. So the foundation work isn't perfect, right? So that's a project for either me or you. So I think we slightly discussed that. I told you what that was, seeing him like, that's my normal dog cost is $55, $60 for to train a dog to this just a regular dog. Like there's nothing major going on, but I would suggest so like that right there, because it's something different. And Tay Richards doesn't, unfortunately, have a natural, because he's around dogs all day and he's young, so he doesn't have a natural inhibition toward dogs, which I'm training these guys to have that. To a certain extent, I can't even train my trainers. They have to get bit before they stop just going around. I've been bit. Cumulatively, I've been in the hospital probably a year in my 17 years. I mean, if I cut my beard off, this is all reconstructive surgery. This is reconstructive surgery. I've had my hand broken. I mean, I've had my neck opened up. And these are all just, well, he let the leash go, or, well, damn, I I could take the muzzle off today. My barometer of like, is this dog safe yet is extremely high, just because, and doing this for 20 years, a lot of handlers have not been bitten as much as me and still doing it. A lot of people get bit and they're like, I'm out. Like I get that all the time. I can't believe you're still training. But that growl right there and how he's locked in, cameras figuring him out. Tay Richards' energy of not having natural fear of him it's a challenge to him. I mean, I need for him, whether it's a camera in his face, child walking past, I need for him to look like, oh, thumbs up, he's cool. Don't worry. Because the other thing too, just because he's an solid all black dog, people have a natural, they've done studies with this, people have a natural fear of all black dogs. Right? At night you can't see them, their eyes are going. They're the last to get adopted. They're the last to get picked. And you have a, huh?
It's like being a black man.
Like being a black, yeah.
Hold on, wait for a second.
Okay. And you have a tall, and he's so attentive. You have and you're tall. You're like 6'4", 6'5",
6'3".
6'3", was close. 6'3", but a big black dog. I mean, so, well, we don't, even if he was the perfect puppy in the world, every time someone has done this, right, or someone like me, like, the fuck are you doing? Get out the way, right? Or Taylor just back up. Every time someone that does that, that adrenaline feeds into the dog, and they're like, that level of adrenaline has a specific smell, and they memorize it. So my question is then, over his course of time, how many times has that happened? Where his original owner, when he was like this, and when he was around there, like, oh shit, I'm afraid of that dog. Right? Or just today, more than twice. And I'm like, dude, move. Hey, kid, move. Because he's definitely not lacking in confidence. He's more than confident. And he has one bite under his belt being your mom. You know, and owners, this type of dog, I would find it highly unlikely that he made it out of his original owner's house without any kind of incident.
Sure.
Yeah, that's just statistically speaking, just because people do weird things around dogs like this. They either try to pet them or put pressure on them, or they're running from them. Something that will make the dog react.
So we're talking 50.
Yeah, that would get you going. I mean, I could tell. I mean, I could text you guys a list of stuff. I mean, I've seen them, like, equipment-wise, you could get. Even if you don't do anything, you need professional equipment like ASAP. Because that leash right, I mean, that right there, I mean, he could break that. I've seen it before. My biggest concern with this type of dog, and once I meet someone, is so that, you know, you stay safe. And he stays safe, and that no one's calling me, or I'm not hearing about, like, oh, damn, like, he chewed up, you know, whatever, a kid, or because the original owners didn't know, and you didn't know. I mean, we love dogs, but we don't know dog psychology.
I get back in town February 4th, which is a Monday, and we can start that week. And one of the things that'll probably happen, I mean, both of us will probably attend, but sometimes it may be her, sometimes it may be me. Is that an issue?
Only issue I could see is Tanya, you physically being able to hold him. I mean, that's just a powerful animal. Because the other thing too, the challenge.
Okay, well then I'll have to commit to doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
So what else are we looking at?
That's it initially. I mean, I'll text you some things so that